Yeah. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. How's it going, everybody? What's good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good today, man. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Sabbath. It's a Sabbath for me. Happy Sabbath to you. So today, guys, how are you? I'd like to know how you are, bro. I'm always asking how you guys are doing, but nobody answers me. Just say out loud if you're good right now. If you're watching this, just say how you are. How are you? You okay? You're not good? What's going on, man? Whatever's going on, I'm sorry. Feel better. I'm putting my healing hands upon you. Yeah, man, feel better. For you who are not feeling the best, I'm wishing for better times and better moments. For you who are feeling good and feeling blessed, may you keep feeling blessed. Guys, today I have something different, right? I went to church today, and I got me a devotional book. It is called Life-Changing Divine Appointments, right? And it's a 30-day devotional book. And I just decided, I came up with an idea came up in my mind. I was like, you know what? Why not do a devotion with you guys every day for 30 days, for the next 30 days, right? And I just feel like it's right. I don't know. I just thought of it, and I felt like I want to do it with you guys. So, this devotion book, it's just, I think it just tells us stories and Bible verses, and then it does tell us stories about divine appointments. I think I should read the introduction for you guys, actually, so you guys can have an idea of what we're getting into, right? So here we go. Introduction. Alright. The phrase divine appointment does not appear in the Bible. However, the concept is clearly immersed throughout Scripture. In fact, the greatest divine appointment of all time was the prophetically predicted arrival of Jesus as a baby in Bethlehem. But when the fullness of the time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman. That comes from the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 4. This divine appointment with destiny was life-changing. In his name, the nations will put their hope. That's in our quotations, and that's a verse from Matthew 12:21. Divine implies supernatural engagement. Appointment implies intentional timing. Both of these circumstances were evidenced in the birth, in the life, in the death, in the burial, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus Christ. Probably the two most easily recognizable divine appointments in Scripture are the stories of the woman at the well and the story of the Ethiopian eunuch. Both of these occurrences highlight supernatural engagement and intentional timing. The result. Do you guys know about the story of the woman at the well? I think she was a. I'm gonna be blunt. I think she was a hoe, and she was rejected. She was married, I think, with a lot of men, and she always went to the well like at odd hours during the day because she could not go during the time that other women used to go because they would reject her, right? So there was a divine appointment between that woman and Jesus. She was a hoe that got saved by Jesus. That's just a quick summary of it. And probably the most easily recognizable divine appointments in scriptures are the story of the woman at the well and the story of the Ethiopian eunuch. Both of these occurrences highlight supernatural engagement and intentional timing. The result was life-changing for both individuals involved. These stories are featured as part of this journal. Where was the phrase divine appointment coined? It was likely popularized by an author, Oswald Chambers, in 1874 to 1917. He is most well known for the devotional book My Utmost for His Highest, which has become a classic in Christian literature. Literature. I was about to say literally. In Christian literature. Excuse me. In this book, we find tremendous spiritual depth, including his powerful statement, God is the great engineer, creating circumstances to bring about moments in our lives of divine importance, leading us to divine appointments. For the purpose of this book, we will use the following definition. A divine appointment is the spirit-guided intersection of people's life for God's purpose. The 30-day Divine Appointment Challenge originated with a church growth class that I taught at the Seventh-day Adventist Theological Seminary at Andrews University. Most classes that I took while attending seminaries required a lot of reading and book reports. I wanted to provide my students with something a bit out of the ordinary. The assignment was simple. Pray. Pray every morning for 30 days for a divine appointment, and then journal the results. Almost immediately, I received feedback by phone, text, and in person from excited students. In quotations, you won't believe what just happened. At the end of the required 30 days, well over 80% of the students indicated that they intended to continue praying for divine appointments every morning for the rest of their lives. One of the goals identified by the General Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists is Total Member Involvement, or TMI. The Life-Changing Divine Appointments Journal provides a framework for every member to engage in ministry, TMI, based on appointments that God sets. Perhaps this journal becomes part of preparation work for a raping evangelistic series. In the Oregon Conference, we intended to invite our churches to use this resource for all of their members during the last full month prior to launching a raping series. Another option is to use this resource as part of a sermon series on divine appointments. You may want to consider going through the journal with your small group, church board, elders, or even for family worship. Many of the stories shared in this journal are of a personal nature. God has been leading me on a journey of being more attentive to His providential leading. There have been so many missed opportunities in my life due to lack of attentiveness, lack of courage, or even lack of concern. I need the same challenge that Jesus gave His disciples in John chapter 4, verse 35. Behold, I say to you, lift up your eyes and look at the fields, for they are already white for harvest. As you embark on this 30-day adventure with God, I pray that your experience will motivate you to continue praying for divine appointments for the rest of your life. That is the introduction. We're already 8 minutes in, man. It's okay. Alright. So, as you can see, it's a 30-day devotional book, and it's gonna be telling us stories of we're just gonna be reading stories each day, and it's gonna be teaching us something. It's gonna be stories that we're supposed to take lessons out of. So, and after that, what you're supposed to do, we should be praying for divine appointments every day. As you heard what divine appointments mean, they said it means, let's read it again. A divine appointment is the spirit-guided intersection of people's lives for God's purpose. So every day pray for a divine appointment. Actively seek Jesus through your interactions with people. Pray to God to, meet you with the right people in your life, not just people that are going to waste your time, So that's what this book is going to be about. So for the first day, this is going to be a pretty long video, but let's get it. We're going to start day 1 out of the overflow. That is the topic. I think I'm gonna be putting pictures up for the page that I'm reading, so you guys can read along. Good idea. Well, I think I already did that. Anyways, let's get it. Let me get a sip of water first, bro. Hope you're staying hydrated, man. Go take a sip of water right now. It's been 10 minutes and you haven't drunk water. What are you doing? All right. Day 1. Topic is out of the overflow. For it is out of the abundance of the heart that the mouth speaks. That's a verse from Luke chapter 6 verse 45. A synonym for the word abundance in this passage is overflow. We simply cannot help but talk about what makes us passionate. In marketing, this is referred to as word of mouth advertising. I remember experiencing this phenomenon while growing up in Walla Walla, Washington. My parents would occasionally take my sister and me on to an off the beaten path Paja shop named Iceberg. They had become locally famous for their tasty food, especially for their 40 varieties of milkshakes. Fresh huckleberries, a wild mountain blueberry, was a seasonal favorite. I particularly enjoyed mixing flavors. Hot fudge added to anything usually ended up tasting pretty good. Every time we went, there was a long line for the drive-thru and the walk-up window. How are all these customers drawn to Iceberg? Simply by word of mouth. I don't recall ever seeing Iceberg advertisements. Despite the presence of many cheaper and quicker options in the area, the business had thrived since the 1950s. Jesus' disciples experienced an overflow in their passion. When asked to be silent about their faith, their response was this: as for us, we cannot help speaking about what we have seen and heard. That's in Acts chapter 4 verse 20. As you begin this 30-day journey of praying for divine appointments, reflect on your own spiritual cup. How full is it at the moment? Are you ready for it to overflow? Commit to take time for Jesus every day through reading His Word and prayer. As you do, your cup will begin to fill. The overflow in the sharing that will naturally result. The overflow is the sharing that will naturally result. And the coaching question is, what will it take for you to have an overflow experience with Jesus? What is it going to take for you to have an overflow experience with Jesus? I like that ending sentence. It says the overflow is the sharing that will naturally result. That's what God does, right? God shares His love. It's a vertical and horizontal love. It's the cross love. He shares His love from up above to us, and what we do is share the love across to other people around us. The vertical love. It's the cross, right? So that's the first reading out of the overflow. What is it gonna take for you to have an overflow? To have an overflow experience with Jesus. Well, for me, it's to stay consistent in His Word, stay consistent in in my prayer, in my faith, and keep putting my belief in Him, praying every day and following His commands. That is what's gonna create an overflow for me, an overflow experience for me and Jesus, right? So yeah, guys, hope you guys got something from that. If you want, you can comment down below your answers. The coaching question, I'm gonna be putting it down below. What will it take for you to have an overflow experience with Jesus? Thank you guys for attending today's reading. This is the first day of 30 days that we're going to be sharing in this devotional book. And let me know what you guys think about this. Guys, share this if you want somebody to be a part of this. And yeah, man, comment down below whatever you're thinking, and leave a like for me to know that you like the series that we're about to embark on. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe, stay blessed, and peace. And I'm out.